I know drawing a portrait can be difficult, especially starting. I'm going to just show you 3 ways to simply start a portrait. Okay, so here I have a reference photo of Billie Eilish. First, I'll try to see very general shapes. So as you can see, I'm just trying to show very general outline of the head. Here's a central line. It will help me to estimate how the head is angled. Here you can mark the line of the eyes, the level of the nose, for example, and for lips. Next, I would try to block the area of the features. So, for example, the eyes with the eyebrows, the nose, and the lips. It looks funny at the beginning, but of course, at the beginning portrait is not very similar to the reference, but don't worry, we can improve it with time. So the first way is how I usually would start a portrait. But now I will show you how to start a portrait from one feature. I will start from a nose because I like drawing noses, but you can of course start with an eye or lips, whatever you like. I'm not thinking it's a nose, I'm just trying to create very simple shapes that I see. Somewhere here will be the level of the nostrils. Between them it's something like a triangle. From this point, because the nose is visible slightly from below, the nose looks a little bit shorter, so do not draw a nose that I imagine, but try to see and draw what you see. Here's something like a light, so I'm blocking this area. When I have a general shape of the nose, I don't know if it's perfect or not, it's just the beginning, and now I can measure other features just to compare them to the nose. So on the reference I can see that the center line that goes somewhere here through the head will go to the middle point of the lips. As you can see, I'm drawing something like guidelines here, because on the reference I can see that this line would be somewhere here. So nose ends somewhere where the lips are ending here. And from the nose, because it's on the center of the features, I can move down to the lips and up to eyes. So the same way I can move to drawing eyes with simple guidelines that will help me to estimate where the eye should be. Also, what's going on in my head, I'm constantly comparing the sizes. So, for example, I can see that this point is kind of similar to the lips, actually. They have different shapes, but size is kind of similar. Another way to start a portrait is to use the negative space in your reference photo. So for that, I will draw the frame of the reference photo here. So I can see that her arm starts almost at the third of the length here, and the line moves like here and here. I'm not drawing every curve and every distance here, just very general shapes. And here the distance from the top is something like this, and here the head is, here the arms are like this. So I just draw lines that I can see, because the head of Billie is covering the background in a way, and I can see shapes around her. So you can also see those shapes as triangles, just to simplify the shapes. And from that point I would probably try to find center line of her face. And again, I would start to search shapes that are created by her hair and face. It doesn't look like Billie exactly, of course, but it's just the starting of a portrait. I would just try to mark the areas of the features, and I'll start to search general shapes and then more accurate lines. These are just 3 ways to start a portrait, but let me know in the comments, maybe you have other ways, and let me know what's your favorite. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please follow Domestika on social media, and if you want to learn more about sketching portraits, please check out my online course on Domestika.